Hi everyone, it's Ruth from Ruth's Astrology. Today we have the ecliptic. It is at 29 degrees Virgo. That is called the anaretic degree. And it is a ending of a cycle or a beginning of a cycle. This one is conjunct the south node or the descending node, which is a mathematical point where the moon is crossing the ecliptic. And that's why we have a north and a south node in the astrology chart, and we have it when it is also during an eclipse, which makes it so important. So this eclipse is conjunct the south node, and it is in Virgo, and it's asking us to release something, to release the clutter, so that we can move on to the next part of our journey. So there are lifestyle changes that we can make to release something, or maybe something isn't working in your health regimen that you need to let go of so that you can try something else. The eclipses repeat every 19 years. So the last one was in 2006, September 22nd. And I am not good at keeping track of this kind of stuff. I wish I am now, but back in those days I wasn't. So I am not sure exactly what I was doing at that point. But if you can keep track of it, it's really great for figuring out what's going to happen with this eclipse, if you can remember what happened to you in September of 2006. So we're clearing out the clutter right now because we're getting ready to go into the equinox. And the equinox is when the day and the night are equal. It is the changing of the seasons, the end of summertime. And the changing of the seasons is very important. It is a time of year when people did their harvesting and brought in the crops, and we still do that. But it takes on a lot of significance in astrology, because changing from the bottom of the chart, from Aries, the first house, I am the individual, to Taurus, my resources, second house, third house, Gemini, my communications, how I think, and then we go to the fourth house, which is your Cancer, my roots, my heritage, my home. Fifth house is what we create, Leo, the creative, it's what I create. And the sixth house is my work, my health, my regiment. And now we are going into the spring equinox, which is Libra, which is the others, how I relate to the others, how the others see me. So now we are in the seventh house, and people see us. So we're more visible. And this is a time where things tend to change. People kind of fall out of our visibility for a while. It's like we change leaders, we change friends, we change a lot during the equinox because we are more involved with others. So it's a very big deal. It's the changing of the seasons, the end of the summer, the harvest. We do have on February 21st, 2026, we will have the solar eclipse that will be opposing that eclipse. And this is, today's eclipse is part of that journey. So what we let go of over the next 6 months till February, 5 or 6 months, what we are letting go of is so that we can start the new journey. So this is releasing what we no longer need so we can start the new journey. So the equinox and the eclipse are very tied together because Virgo is that 6th house and Libra is up here above. So we're finishing off what we need to do over here before we start on the 7th house of the others, the other people in our lives. So this is Ruth from Ruth's Astrology, and I am seeing new paid clients. If you would like to message me on Messenger or on my website, that would be wonderful. And you all have a very safe eclipse, and I expect to have a lot of news coming out about the jobs market. We already heard that Trump is redoing how he's going to talk about the jobs market. That is definitely an eclipse topic. Health matters will be very important also in the next 2 weeks. Well, for the month of September, there's a lot of health matters that are coming out. And leaders do change during the equinox because we're heading from the lower part of the chart to the upper part of the chart. So it's a big deal from what you see and don't see in the chart. So this is Ruth, and I hope everyone has a great eclipse. Bye-bye.